everyone, so today in this video I'm going to be running down my favourite Formula 1 drivers of the 2024 season from bottom to top, in my opinion. It's not based on like driving ability or anything, it's just where I like them. It can be based on like personality. Quite a few of these are based on personality, I'm not going to lie. I can't get behind them because of their personality. Other ones are because they are just amazing drivers and you can't not like them because they are so talented. So, yes, this is my top 20 2024 Formula 1 drivers. So, we start at number 20. It's Lance Stroll. I can't like Lance Stroll. He never seems like he wants to be there. He never looks interested when they do like interviews or anything. He is always rude to the Aston Martin pit crew, his trainer. When he pushed his trainer, there was no need for that. It was just rude. And I just can't like the guy. I cannot like the guy. I don't think his talent warrants him being in Formula 1. I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks that. I'm sorry to the few Lance Stroll fans that are out there, but for me, he's taken up a seat that somebody with true talent could take. Felipe Drugovich, for example, prime example, Felipe Drugovich could be in that seat. And he isn't because Lance Stroll, his dad likes him. On to 19. This is another one. I just can't like this person. And it's George Russell. I'm sorry to all my Brits out there, but yeah, George Russell, I can't like him. There's something inherently unlikable about him. I cannot like him. And, I will never forgive him for the many, many times that he has just randomly run Carlos Sainz off the road. The few times, like, first corners, he's taken Carlos out. A couple of times, not last season, season before, I think it was. But yeah, Kamikaze George. So, then we move on to both of the Alpine drivers. I can't like them either. I don't know why. Esteban Ocon, I don't know. There's nothing inherently wrong with him. He's a decent driver. He's in a bad car this year. But I don't know. Something I don't like. And then we have Pierre Gasly, who is possibly the most big-headed person. I don't know. I don't like how crude he is. Like, calling himself tripod. Like, are you for real? Are you actually for real? Then we go to Logan Sargent. And this is nothing particularly against the guy. I just don't think he really warrants another year in Formula 1. I don't know. There's just something. I don't think he's cut out for Formula 1. So, yeah, nothing against the guy, really. But it is what it is. Then we have Sergio Perez. He seems like a nice guy. He seems like a really nice guy, but I don't know. I can't cheer him. I don't know. I think that he should be doing a lot better against Max than what he is doing. Like, for example, in Australia, Carlos won. Really, it should have been Sergio picking up the pieces from Max not finishing, but he was down wherever he was, and I just think he could do better. Could do better. Let's write his report card. Could do better. Then we go to another Brit. We go to Lewis Hamilton. I apologise again to the many, many Lewis fans that are out there. But ask me a couple of years ago, he would have been dead bottom of this list. So he is working his way up. He is working his way up this list. Still can't cheer for him. Because, I don't know, something about him. Incredibly talented guy, but he's growing on me. I think the less serious he takes himself, the more I like him. So, he carries on like that, although I feel like in Ferrari is going to be insufferable, but carries on as he is, he'll carry on going up the list. We'll see. Then we have both of the Haas drivers. There's nothing really to dislike about them. They're just here or there. Not much to say. Then we have Zhou Guanyu. I don't think he's getting a proper chance to really show his talent. He's in a terrible car with a team that can't do a pit stop that is under 75,000 years long. So, he's not getting a chance. He's just not getting a chance. Alex Albon is next. Like Alex, very, very likeable guy. He's leading Williams to hopefully something better than what it is. And, I like that James Vowles is putting all his trust into Alex. Should he have taken Logan out of Logan's car to put Alex in it in Australia? Probably not, because Logan didn't do anything wrong. It was Alex that crashed his car. So, don't know. Daniel Ricciardo is next. I don't know what to say about Daniel Ricciardo. Likeable guy, really, really likeable. Not sure if he's still got it. This season so far has been not great for good old DR, but I want him to do well, but I feel like maybe he is actually past his best. So yeah. Next is Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki is a little fireball of energy, which I just love, and his team radio is literally my favourite to listen to. I love Yuki's team radios. My favourite was something along the lines of, Yuki, you need to push, and his response was, I am, shut up. So that was literally one of my favourite things ever. Then we have Max Verstappen. Again, I think he's not higher because of how much he's won, which kind of, I don't know, it affects something in my brain, something in this little autistic brain that puts him further down on the list than probably he should be, because I do like him as a guy. He's probably one of the best drivers ever. 3 world championships, probably going to be a 4th this year. So, yeah. Then we have Oscar Piastri. Like Oscar a lot. Oscar seems like such a nice guy. The coolest man ever to exist. Ever. You will not find a man who is more cool, calm, collected than this guy. Like, he could win a race and he's just like, yep, cool. Like, come on, dude. But, yeah, super talented. A lot of years to come for Oscar that are going to be amazing. So, thumbs up for Oscar. We like Oscar. Next is Fernando Alonso. How can you dislike Fernando Alonso? He's like a lovable little scamp. He is Benjamin Button going back in time. I just don't know how he can do what he is doing at his age. I'm tired now, and I'm not his age. I'm doing nowhere near the hard job that he is doing, and he is just... He's getting younger. I swear to God, he is getting younger. I would love to see him get another win. I would love to see it, but I don't know if the Aston Martin is good enough this year for it to happen, but we will keep our fingers crossed for Fernando. Next is Valtteri Bottas. Yeah, Valtteri, I've liked him since he was at Mercedes because I always willed him on to beat Lewis. But now the fact that he's an honorary Australian now. He's got the mullet. He's doing the funniest commercials for Uber, car share, or whatever it was. Just having a good time. And we like people having a good time. Even if he is in a car where the team can't do a pit stop that is under 7 years, 7 years long. So it's a shame for Valtteri, but I love the state car. It's beautiful. I love the lime green. I don't care what anyone says. The lime green is incredible. I love it. Then we come to our top 3. I don't think I've missed anyone out. If I have, I do apologise. But number 3 is Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is very, very likeable. He's very, very talented. The number of pole positions he's got compared to wins is quite worrying. I don't know. I can't even remember how many pole positions he got, but he's only had like 5 wins, I think it is, which isn't a good ratio, but I do feel like he has been very, very unlucky. He is so talented. I think quite a lot of these drivers, they have come around at the wrong time, where they would be champions if it wasn't for Max Verstappen, for them existing in the same, stratosphere as Max Verstappen. I feel like Charles is one of those drivers that would definitely have had a championship by now if Max wasn't, Max Verstappen in up there. His music is awesome as well. I love Charles' music. I have it on repeat constantly. And I don't tend to like piano music that much, but I really love Charles' music. It's so calming and relaxing. And I have his vinyl and his CD on order, and I can't wait to receive them. I'm going to do an unboxing and everything. It's going to be incredible. Trust me, it'll be incredible. So, yes, next is Carlos Sainz. Carlos is just, specifically this year, is incredible. Like, he is blowing my mind of how talented he is, of being able to win a race the week, like 2 weeks after getting his appendix removed. Like, you could see that he was struggling so much to just walk around, and then he gets in a car and wins a race. Would he have won it if Max was still in the race? I don't know, but it was still a pretty incredible thing for him to do. And yeah, I feel like Carlos has really come into his own, like this past 2 seasons, specifically this one. It was a shame that he had to miss the second race of the season because of his appendix, but you can't help but feel like if he had taken part in that race, he would probably be topping the championship right now, which is insane to think about. But yeah, Carlos, I think, is an unsung hero. I don't know. I don't think he gets the respect that he deserves. 3 wins, so he's not that far behind Charles, really. And yeah, like his calls, like when he's on the radio, to like change strategy and stuff like that, I think is incredible. Like he has that kind of thinking edge over Charles. That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. Like Carlos will tell the team what he wants and how he wants it, whereas I think Charles kind of goes with what the team says quite a little bit more. But there you go, Carlos. And number 1, we have, if you can't tell by my nails and the fact that I copied his helmet, it's Lando Norris. He is, I don't know, just, I really wish that he didn't exist in the time that Max Verstappen existed, because last year he would have had like 6 wins if it wasn't for Max Verstappen existing. Oh no, 5, because Carlos won one of those races. But yeah, Lando is, I think he's like bridging that gap in between like social media and Formula One. Like he's like doing the gaming and quadrant and stuff like that, which I think brings a lot of people into watching Formula One to be like, oh, that's the guy. Like, for example, my old workmate didn't know him from Formula One. She knew him from quadrant. So, it it says a lot. Like, oh, does he have that quadrant channel? It's like, yeah, he's also a Formula One driver. Like, oh, okay. So, it's, I like that. I like the, I don't know. It's the all round thing of, I know what I'm trying to say, but my autistic brain is not letting me say it. You get what I mean, right? Surely you get what I mean. You don't get what I mean, but yeah, I just like Lando. Lando just makes me smile. He's got a cheeky grin, he's got the best giggle in the world, and he's an incredible Formula 1 driver. I am sad that McLaren are not giving him a car that can win races. I wish that they would. And yeah, I think that is it. I have rambled on for nearly 17 minutes about Formula 1 drivers. But anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to hear me talk more about random F1 stuff. Yeah, please leave a like, leave a comment, let me know who you like in the Formula 1, who are your favourite drivers, who are the ones that you just can't like. And yeah, I'll see you all again very, very soon. Adios.